I thought my life was pretty much done after 10 years of loving the same person for 10 years. That's what I felt like. That's what I thought. And that's what I felt like when I was, or thought, out of all the 10 years that I felt when I was specifically when I thought I was in a relationship with this person. Her name was Dee Dee Hanahan. And it just doesn't end there. If you like what I have to say, like and subscribe and listen to this story. My name is Kenny Rodriguez. I'm 39 years old and I live here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and have been living in the Copper home since 2022. I used to live in the House of Park group home back in 2008 and moved in 2022. You see, my life hasn't been always perfect. I've had a lot of histories of a situation that was like really, really intense and escalated pretty badly to the point where things weren't always perfect. Some were good, some were bad. I met Dee Dee in 2018 and got with her 2019, and we dated for a long time. So I thought. And I went to her house, had barbecues and stuff like that. I messed up a couple of times and I admitted my wrongdoings, and some things were infidelity because at the time, what relationship was perfect? Mine wasn't. So I thought. And then later on became my wife, Roxanne Rodriguez. I met her at a event a long time ago in Colorado because that's where I was raised growing up. Um, our two daughters, Pauline and Mercedes, came later. Um, we were friends for a while, and then I met my ex, and we dated for as I thought 10 years until I found out that she was in love with someone else. But then they got mad at me because they suspected that I had infidelity and got into the relationship with my wife. Before that happened, I wasn't allowed to talk to Roxanne for at least a couple of years because there was some rumors swirling around that there were some things that were said about her that weren't true. Well, turned to find out that was a lie. When Dee Dee and I split in 2024, July 24th, 2024, I got a phone call that night regarding to sister, her sister Leslie and her sister Teresa. They got mad at me because of the fact they suspected that I had stated some things that weren't reality or true per se. So, it hurt me. I was devastated. And as luck would have it, there was a lot of things that I said and I regretted, but me as a person admitted that I was wrong because that's what a man does. However, the relationship, or the so-called relationship, ended in 10 years, and I had to start over. I started dating my wife in 2024, and things started getting good. We started seeing each other more. We started loving each other more. Went to church. All the good things that you could even suspect in a relationship, right? Well, I proposed to her in 2024 and she said yes. Me and my wife got married at Legacy Church in 2025 in June 21st, 2025. This year in June will be a year married. Here it is Valentine's Day, and now I'm telling the story and how it began. 1 week after our proposal, I got a call from one of the sisters regarding if I ever called again, I would be reported to the police. So I did as what any man would do. I stopped contacting, and I made sure that I made sure that all of the above, that I would stop all contact. Even though I was told too many stories saying that we could still be friends, we could still talk, and we could still hang out. But at the end of the day, I knew that wasn't true. However, I may not have a perfect life or whatever, but I do have a good marriage in my hands and I do have a good wife. I love her very much and I wouldn't do anything that would jeopardize my life or my reputation. There was no court dates or no filings or no anything out of this story that recommends recommendation. So the only thing that we contend is family. And the only thing that the Hanahans said that they would never support or never help me out ever again. So now I had to stand on my own 2 feet and make sure that I could do things on my own as a man to prove that I could grow without them. Sadly, in reality, I had to do that, but what was there to do? I wasn't gonna just sit there and make sure I was painted the villain of my own story. If you guys like what you had heard and you listened all this far regarding how I got with my wife and how I got with my family and how I experienced all these difficulties, like and subscribe at Kenny Rodriguez Budgets at 58. I appreciate all of you for
Call +1
if you like what you see.
505 800 3941 incoming.
Thank you for have a good day.